This video will explain the flow builder within Synatic. The flow builder is used to build a flow. It is created automatically when a new flow has been created. There are different parts of the flow builder. The first part is the triggers. Triggers are used to define when a flow will be executed. They execute on a time-based cron clock or via email. In addition, they can be called as an API endpoint, or they can watch for specific events based on the available connections such as Salesforce platform events. In summary, you can schedule on a time basis, receive email files, trigger off of an API call, or hook into webhooks to execute a flow. The second part is the input parameters. Input parameters can be used by the whole flow for different behaviors such as passing data from one flow to another. They can also be used as a replacement in strings using notation, or they can be referenced as a field in any step. Click on the Input Parameters button and then click on the Add Row button to configure the input parameters. The third part is the Add Step button. This is the plus button used to add the different steps. Click on the button to add steps, starting with a source step and then a reader step, which fetches the data that will be processed in the rest of the flow. Note that only subsequent steps that can be added to the flow will be made available, and you won't have access to any other source steps for this level of the flow. The fourth part is the return value. The return value is usually used with a control flow, such as a subflow, to determine the format type in which the data is returned. Click on the Return Value button to access and configure the required return types. The fifth part is the log record error. All Synatic flows contain a log record error step at the end of each flow by default, which is used for logging records that are processed during a flow run. This assists in debugging. A log of different events is kept. That is to say, records that error, records that are completed, and records that were skipped due to filtering. Other dataset line items that represent headers and footers are also logged. By default, we only log record errors. However, it is possible to log every record that runs in the flow. This is usually not advisable if data volumes are high because it can lead to performance reduction. That is the flow builder. You have learned all the components that assist when building a flow. Thanks for watching.